Well, as we see, there are lots of things to ask ourselves and lots of things to plan for. Some of the things that we have to ask ourselves and plan for are things that will happen after, right? Things that will happen after. And we have two guests now who are going to discuss some of those questions in the light of funeral arrangements and putting one's affairs in order. With us are the notary, Nadia Darigi, and from the Fetterly family, Bridget Fetterly. Welcome, both of you.
Welcome, everyone. I am the person that no one wants to see. I am the Grim Reaper. But it's important that we talk about this. I have a question for the audience. I want to know how many people here, and put up your hand, how many people here have insurance? Car insurance, house insurance. I think pretty well everyone here has insurance. My next question. How many people have pre-arrangements? Ooh, not too many. Are we sure that we're going to have a car accident? Are we sure that we're going to have a fire? Those things are absolutely going to happen to us in our lifetime, right? Are we going to die? Who here is not going to die? So you can leave right now. Nobody free to sit through this. My point is, we just don't know when, but it will happen to us. So why not be prepared for it? Why not feel empowered and deal with it now while we're well and while we can deal with it? And it's really the biggest gift that you can give your family. So why do people prearrange? Interestingly enough, over the years, we've observed that women are those who start the process in the family. Is that a big surprise? Usually the spouse follows along, and they prearrange because they want to eliminate the emotional burden on their family, especially their children. Now that's the woman. The man. The majority of men prearrange because they want to eliminate the financial burden on their spouse, making provisions for the funds in advance. In any case, the motivations to prearrange a funeral are personal and vary from one situation to another. Now what I did is I made a compilation of reasons why people prearrange, because I hear all the stories. I also see all the problems from people not making their wills. Really, really important to do that. I can't stress that enough. So here are a few of the reasons. My children are scattered around the world, and I want to make things easy for them. My children and family do not get along. I want to make all the decisions ahead of time so there are no conflicts at the time of my death. Because we all know that's when everything comes out, right? Some of my family members are greedy. Even if I'm out of touch with them, they are sure to surface at my funeral. I do not want my executor to have problems, so I want to make sure everything is organized and prepaid. I do not want anyone cutting corners on my funeral because they want my inheritance. I do not want my family to have to deal with the financial matters at the time of my death. I feel good knowing that everything will be prepaid and no one has to stress about finding money to pay for the funeral expenses. Because like I said, we don't know when we're going to die and it can be sudden. And then what do? The family's looking all over, we don't know what to do, where to start. It's a very, very stressful moment for everyone. I want to leave precise instructions to my family because my faith is important to me. I want to make the major decisions to guide my family, but they can take care of all the details when the time comes. This is important too, because it's important that your family be involved. Your children should be involved in the decision process, because guess who's left after you're dead? It's them. They're the ones who have to deal with the grief. So time and time again, I hear in a pre-arrangement situation people saying, we've heard this before at the conference, I don't want to burden my family. So just cremate me. Put me in a garbage bag, just get rid of me. I want to make it easy on my family. Are you making it easy on your family? Ask them. Because maybe they feel they need to do something. Ritual has been part of our lives forever and ever. Just think about it. It doesn't have to be huge, but something needs to be there. I want to make sure that a funeral is held after my death. I know it is an important part of the grieving process for my family. I am religious, and my family is not. It is important to me that they respect my beliefs. Therefore, I want to leave instructions for my funeral. And I want my story to be told, and by arranging the details of my funeral ahead of time, my family will be sure not to forget anything. I have no family, and I do not want to become an unclaimed person at the mercy of the government. This is the saddest one. Okay. Funeral arrangements are affordable. Okay? A growing number of people find it really convenient to prepay, but others don't prepay. You don't have to. It's about leaving your wishes. Okay? Funeral homes will take your wishes, and you don't have to put a penny down. Another reason for doing a pre-arrangement with a funeral home is because sometimes, Nadia spoke about putting your arrangements in the will, but sometimes your will is right after your funeral. So what do you do there? You've decided to cremate your mother, but in her will she says, I want it to be buried. Too late. Right? There are 4 elements of a funeral. Okay? There's the service fee, the merchandise, the incidental items, and the cemetery fees. All of those things can be handled separately or together. It's all up to you. You are the decision makers in this process. Under the Quebec Government Act respecting pre-arranged funeral, a pre-arrangement is kept on file at the funeral home with a third party unless otherwise specified. So when you do a pre-arrangement, how do other people know you have a pre-arrangement? Well, the funeral home knows, but often the funeral home will give a little card or something to the family, to the person who made their pre-arrangement, and other cards so they can distribute them to their family. They could give one to their notary to put with the will, which has their contract number on it. So there are many ways of doing it, but by law, we have to name a third party in the pre-arrangement. So there's always someone else who knows about the pre-arrangement. Okay? So really my message to you today is very simple. Have the talk of a lifetime with your family while you are incapacitated. It is the most precious gift that you can give to them. Thank you.